Hello, once again, I'm back at it with some casting here with my boy W. Los. I'm Ginge, a roster player for VS. We're going to be heading into the Kycoo versus Vinny series here in a second, but I just want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. We've got Gamer Sensei, we've got the Esports Arena, and we've got Esports.
Yep. Looking over, we see another game with no shaman banned when it's an option. It's kind of interesting. Maybe Vinny's just kind of scared of getting trolled out by some sort of mage comp, some kind of or just doesn't want to play against Freeze Mage. It's probably fair. So
I think what's even crazier is that Vinny didn't even bring shaman.
Yep, that's even weird. See another game with no shaman banned when it's an option. It's kind of interesting. Maybe Vinny's just kind of scared of getting trolled out by some sort of mage comp, some kind of or just doesn't want to play against Freeze Mage. It's probably fair. So
I think what's even crazier is that Vinny didn't even bring shaman.
Yep, that's even weirder.
He said, nope, I don't want to 4-mana 7/7. I want to kill him slowly the old-fashioned way. So we'll probably see some Cthulhu decks out of both of them, which is nice.
Yeah,
actually, we might just not see a Cthulhu deck from Kycoo. Rogue, Shaman, and Warlock could all just very well be something like Miracle, Aggro Shaman, and then Zoo. So maybe Kycoo will be the first person we've seen tonight with no Cthulhu deck.
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Maybe we have to remember this is the first standard tournament, so maybe they just went straight comfort and kind of like brought decks that didn't really change too much. So
that's what I would have done. So I definitely agree with that being a legitimate strategy.
Yeah, and there's a reason they got this far. I think that maybe is one of the reasons why. So that's probably something we're going to see from Kycoo's end for sure. We might see a little bit more flair from Vinny's side with the Warlock, Hunter, Druid. Who knows? But I think that's what we're kind of looking at overall for this series. So
yeah, I think that Druid very well could be Cthulhu, which would be our one Cthulhu deck in these 6. So we're hopping into game 1 with Kycoo having Rogue, Vinny having Warlock, and it looks like Zoo versus some sort of Miracle, probably. So 2 decks that we've seen here in the past.
Yeah, going back to what we said, just kind of they probably just went with their comfort, didn't decide to get too wacky just hours after release. You know, they just kind of made decks that are tried and true and decided to see how it would go, and it obviously worked out for them.
Yeah. And we see that Black Knight. Man, everyone loves that card.
I mean, it's awesome right now. It's just plain, there's value for it in most games, and you're gonna find it. Rogue is one of the classes that you're not gonna find actually that much value for it overall, which is kind of interesting. But
I don't know if there will be a good target for it in this matchup, but even just playing it as a body isn't too bad. So we will hopefully get to see some use out of that bad boy.
Yeah, I think there's a very slight chance it gets its full value, but it'll be okay. Zoo will be able to play things. I think that's what Zoo does.
He will move past the fact that his Black Knight won't get value and just curve out pretty nicely here with his Peddler, Tide Hunter, Defender hand. So.
Yeah. And the Tide Hunter is such a fun. That's one of the new cards I don't think many people really predicted correctly, just because the 1/1 taunt is so significant. It's sort of in the vein of
the 1/1 taunt is actually really important. We'll see here that it negates Kycoo from being able to poison if he wanted to. I don't think he would have anyways, but it's just something to look at.
And he doesn't even get to hit the 2/1. He has to hit a 1/1, and it's just creating damage for Vinny that wouldn't
Very
be there
true.
otherwise.
Can clear the board here though if he chooses to do so, with backstab, SI, and then poke.
And I believe that has to be to play, considering you have 2 solid turns coming up. With you can just go Tomb Pillager to Tomb Pillager if you decide, and on 5 you can do Tomb Pillager, Deadly Poison. No, probably not now, but the idea is that you have solid turns coming up, so this seems like a really good turn to use these cards.
Gives him a ton of options. He has, like you said, he has Tomb Pillager into Tomb Pillager, and now he has Teacher, which we might see next turn. Probably not this turn, but next turn. And then getting those coins off Pillager will help set up for a nice Auctioneer, which is definitely something that Kycoo should be looking to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And from Vinny's side, it's looking like tap Flame Imp, but maybe there's a world where he wants to slam this brand. He's obviously thinking about it. Or am I just completely wrong? It's not even.
You're
It's not even Vinny's.
completely
it's not
wrong.
even Vinny's turn. Excuse me, I'm gonna chug more coffee.
It's okay. I think Kycoo should just drop the pillager here and go face. I don't really see much of a point into like, killing the imp gang and then having him have the 1/1s.
Yeah,
then
now
your
that I'm back,
straight dies.
now that I'm back over to the right side of the board, I believe that is the only play.
Yeah,
So.
Tomb Pillager here is very strong.
Yeah, and this just continues with the game plan he had, so I really like it. From Vinny's side,
Vinny doesn't have a very good play all around. Like, he can defend her, but then that poison comes in and just cleans it up nicely, and then he still has the pillager.
So many
yeah, I think the play it's either defender or it's tap flame abusive. You're not really looking at Bran for anything.
I think you have to go with tap flame imp abusive. I don't know if defenders like defender. It looks like he's going with defender, so we'll see how it turns out for him. But it seems kind of weak.
Yeah, I don't hate this, but yeah, this is just gonna have to be the play. I think
Man, Earthen Ring is actually kind of a good draw here. If he wants to, he can hit Pillager into Imp Gang, kill a 1/1, and then Earthen Ring the Pillager.
Yeah, I think
and
that might be the
really
play.
Yeah, I agree.
Dagger after.
Yeah, and it sets up for the Deadly Poison next turn.
Yeah, this is greatness.
I like this a lot. Really good draw.
Yeah, this is you're winning the minion battle as a rogue against Zoo. It's kind of interesting.
Good, man.
Yeah.
That's something that happens every day.
No. You can Argus abusive and clear board.
Yeah, I think that's what I would go for.
I think that's what I would have done.
Looks like Vinny's gonna go with a Bran play to try to set up for the defender. I could definitely see this working out for him here. But oh wow, actually the Bran might just live, and then he can get some pretty sick value off the defender of Argus.
Yeah, and some great flame imp value.
Ooh, but an Auctioneer is picked up by Kycoo, so that will really allow him to build his board here and keep drawing cards, cycle through the deck.
Yeah, he's got the full dagger, so he'll get the value off the poison. He'll hopefully get something to use with that preparation, and there's something to use with preparation. He's just gonna go ham on draw right here.
And who can blame him? Drawing through your deck. Great.
Yeah, this is fantastic. You'll be able to clear most things. I think one probably the Argus remains.
Yeah. And I don't think that's too bad for him. Like, you're just gonna get to see him cycle through his deck, clear the board, and leave with Vinny with like no options here. And then he's even got it to the point where this Auctioneer might just live, which would be huge for him because he's got tons of spells left.
Yeah, this is looking
really bad for Vinny.
Yeah, it really is. And this Black Knight that's been sitting in his hand the entire game just continues to just be useless. The Darkshire Councilman's a nice pickup, but will it do enough? I don't know.
I certainly don't think so. He's got Blood Mage Abyss, just take it off the board, keep drawing cards. There's just tons of options for him.
And why should you play Flame Imp and not? Okay, I guess this is fine.
So he takes out the Auctioneer this way, but he just gives up so much damage. And I don't think that killing this Auctioneer like wins in the game.
No.
Like Kycoo just has so many options.
Yeah, and it's not going to stop on that end when you have the teacher and you have the Zeril, and it's gonna be hard.
4 drops.
Yeah.
Really good turn. He can drop Blood Mage, double 4 drop if he wants. He can just drop the double 4 drops. Tons of options for him. Oh wait, wow, he's on 7 mana. I am just wow. Ooh.
We're both just counting really nicely right now. But you know what? We're getting through it. It's a good set, and I agree. It's gonna be everything's gonna be really efficient for Kycoo, and everything's gonna be really inefficient for Vinny going forward. It would seem, unless we can get some really good draws for Vinny.
Attention, class.
even only dropping the teacher here and the poison, it's just a lot of pressure, and he gets to build a nice board. And just imagine how screwed I thought Vinny was when he could just drop the double 4-drop this turn. So things are definitely not as bad as for for Vinny as I thought, but things are definitely looking up for Kycoo.
And we just see the concede, which is understandable. I don't think you feel like you can crawl out of that hole you're in. So with that, Kycoo takes
out of that one.
Nope.
You don't really seem like you're crawling out of that one, and then you don't really want to show Kycoo what cards are in your deck.
Definitely with the new the first tournament with Standard, you don't really want to share any secrets like a Black Knight. So
yeah, like that Black Knight, I doubt Vinny would expect that, or Kycoo would expect that one. So
very key that Kycoo never saw that Black Knight going forward with Kycoo having Warlock and Shaman. It could get value potentially against both those opponents. So
for sure, he could hit him with a sneaky surprise here now. So we're jumping into game 2, where we see Hunter versus Warlock.
And I was gonna say this
Face Hunter versus Zoo.
I was gonna say with Warlock and Shaman, if the Hunter is Face Hunter, then it's a pretty good pick, and it makes a lot of sense. It's what you would go with. And I like the idea of the Face Hunter with the Fiery Bat. That's a great new card they added in this expansion. And over on Kycoo's side, we see another underrated card, the Forbidden. I can't see the name of it right now, but the 0 mana. One of the what's it called? Someone help me.
I honestly don't know. I know it's the thing, but I really didn't give the card enough credit, so I wasn't really paying much attention to it. Yeah. It's Forbidden Ritual.
That's it. I did in my card review. I did talk about Councilman and Forbidden Ritual. I feel kind of special. I thought that those two cards might have an impact just based off each other, but I did not actually see it being this good. They are very strong cards, it would appear, off the first impressions of the set.
Oh, and we see him with that Incredible emote.
Yeah, which is another new new piece of the meta for sure.
Kycoo's hand is looking really strong here. This Fire Bat though contests a lot of it, so it's kind of awkward, but definitely a strong hand. He has 2 Flame Imps, Peddler. We've got him with multiple 3-drops. He's got the Councilman and the Imp Gang, so he's gonna have tons of options and a good curve moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Vinny, you just want to go ham. I feel like that's just a viable strategy. This seems fine. You have the Iron Beak Owl, the Quick Shot. You'll get more tools. Just lay on the damage.
Yeah, I think you're just going face, and that's the plan. I don't think trading there is what you want to do.
Nope. Use your mana efficiently. Your opponent's going to make these trades, so it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, if he wants to trade, let him. So we went, if I'm Vinny, I want this Fiery Bat shot to hit the face.
Yeah,
that was really unfortunate, because now 2 of his minions can get cleared next turn as opposed to just 1.
Yeah,
which
but you might...
is something you don't want.
You don't want it to happen, but are we pushing enough for it to matter no longer? It depends on a couple cards that we might need to draw from Vinny's side, but already at 19 health.
Oh, man, and he did not attack with that Horse Rider.
Yeah, what just happened?
And every damage counts, so that's really unfortunate for him.
That's... I thought I was maybe having a mini stroke. That was, yeah. And the Incredible emote, perfect. oh man. That is pretty rough. The Voodoo Doctor is tempting.
I'm taking the Voodoo Doctor. I don't think I'm ever going to lose the board after these next couple turns, so I think I'm just taking the two health and taking it to the bank. I think I trade, that's how he trades here, plays Voidwalker, and it looks like that 2 damage, while being significant, wouldn't have mattered. I think that Kycoo's just going to run away with this one.
Yep, absolutely from this point. You would need maybe an Unleash the Hounds and some other things to change this setup, but we silence the taunt, go in, put him at 17. The Quick Shot can get value most likely next turn, so it's there's still chances for Vinny here, but it might snowball here in a second for Kycoo.
Yeah, I mean, he can just drop like Juggler, Voodoo Doctor, Abusive here, get a bunch of juggles on this entirely 1 health minion board, just keep pushing his board control into his favor, and then just start chipping away at Vinny's health. And I don't think that Vinny will be able to draw enough damage to kill him before he dies.
Unleash into Quick Shot would be disgusting enough. I'm not going to count him out just yet.
Getting on the Unleash with all this would be pretty sick.
Yep. But I do agree with the line you were saying for Kycoo, the Knife Juggler into Doctor into Abusive seems correct.
Mm.
Oh, to
Getting
the
a
face.
minion on the board, potentially hitting a juggle here to keep your board stronger and keep weakening Vinny's board seems solid.
It does.
So we see a juggle to the minion and not the face this time. So man,
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Yep, that was a mistake. I don't know how.
You want to run the 1/1 in first so you can get the actual minion.
You also don't kill the fiery bat there first because then it can kill your 1/1.
Yeah, there's just that ordering all around was a little mistaken. On the hunt, that's not a card I was expecting.
That's another 1 damage, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess we're killing the Voodoo Doctor. With,
Yeah,
no, maybe you just go face and hope to draw Unleash.
I think you actually are forced to go face, huh? Yeah. So you go full face with these 2 spells, hero power. I think you no matter what you draw, I think you're hero powering.
Yeah.
You need to get that in.
You'll be able to play whatever you get off of it next turn anyway, so
Yep.
you might as well just hero power.
No,
See, he'd be at 11 now if he had attacked with that Horse
that's
Rider.
so significant. Because
starting left
he's still
more and
sitting
more
at 25.
important.
He's still sitting at 25 health.
I don't think he'd be able to quite get there, just because Kycoo can just play Dark Iron Dwarf this turn, maybe hit the juggle, maybe not, and then just push a bunch of damage to the face while building his board. And then Vinny's just left with a Flame Juggler. Yeah, Flame Whip is definitely not something you want to play. You just want to keep your health as high as you can and just keep hitting and poking at Vinny's health.
And the only play is the Dark Iron Dwarf. You're not tapping. It's literally the only play on board unless you're thinking you can build the Councilman high, but I don't think you're building it higher than the 6 damage the Dark Iron provides over the next 2 turns.
I agree.
I
think you trade in the now, just because you want to play around Unleash the Hounds.
Yeah, you do not go 2/2 into the 1/1. You go the 1/1 for sure, just to play around Unleash, like you said. I do not think you play this
wow,
okay. I do not think you.
I think this is the only way you could lose.
Oh no.
Does he set up lethal this way?
Oh no.
Oh, he even missed the juggle, so that's really lame. Okay, so he sets up lethal though.
He does set up lethal.
2, 6, 8, 10, 13. So he doesn't quite set up lethal actually.
No.
So, and he still has a chance if he just draws Unleash the Hounds next turn. He's still in
honestly, I would have saved the juggler here. I don't see a real reason to play it because you could play it with Unleash and Hero Power next turn, and it would have been game winning possibly.
Yeah, but now it gives Kycoo a chance to clear off minions from his board.
Yeah, I think the juggler should have probably stayed in hand if you want to actually have a chance to win.
Yeah, but now even with Unleash the Hounds draw, if Kycoo just limits his board here, then he can make it so that it won't matter. Oh wait, is he just dead? Oh yeah, he's just dead.
The juggle and the 2 damage did it, but interesting game.
Damage on board. So he needed to draw damage there, and we were just too focused on the whole not saving the juggler plan. But interesting game 1 there. We saw a cool little hunter deck. I was expecting mid range, and then it was face. But now we've got Kycoo going in with his Shaman, so now it looks like it's going to be aggro Shaman, and that's what it is. So we'll get to see all of Vinny's deck try to reverse sweep this Shaman.
And how do you feel about On the Hunt as a face hunter card?
I haven't really thought a lot about face hunter, but it seems kind of like On the Hunt is weak. It helps contest the board, but you don't really want to contest the board. You kind of just want to go face. So I think just playing a minion there would be better.
Or like if you're gonna run a 1 minion or 1 mana spell from Hunter, don't you want to just run the Arcane Shot probably? But I mean on turn 1 this is pretty okay. I just think any other turn it's
I mean turn 1 is alright, but isn't just a 1 mana 2/1 better?
Yeah, I feel like there's cards.
I guess on other turns you get to push 1 damage to the face guaranteed. But at the same time you could just be dropping a 2/1 and trying to protect it or something. So
yeah, I completely agree. I think it's but again, these players only had a few hours to build these decks, so maybe it was just something he kind of thought of and said, I'm going to run with it, and maybe it'll work out. I mean, he is in the semifinals, so it worked out to some extent, that's for sure.
Sure, it definitely worked out for him all the way to here. Kind of looks like his Hunter's being a little punished here, though, as he lost the last game with it, and now he looks kind of unfavored this game.
Yeah, I agree. It's another game where you're like, you kind of want to draw and Unleash the Hounds eventually. You you have your curve going forward, and that's one of those cards that's just going to help you win going forward. But over on Kycoo's side, he coined out the Totem Golem, and now he's just deciding whether or not to Lightning Bolt or play the Worgen Infiltrator. Which one would you choose? It looks like he's just going to go with the Worgen, which is fine.
Yeah, this is what I like. I like this a lot. I don't think Lightning Bolt's very good, just because you can just trade the Totem Golem in, and then the 1/1 can't kill it.
Yeah. The Horse Rider does get pretty good value here, and
Horse Rider attacks this time, so
yeah, that's
decent value.
Way more value than the last game, that's for sure, considering it attacked with its charge effect. But over on Kycoo's side, I really like the idea of playing his Horse Rider, so he can for sure play the Flame Youth Faithless the next turn. I don't like the idea of using either of the Overload mechanics.
I absolutely agree. You just want to get that 7/7 on the board, then he won't have an answer, and then you just start chipping away at the health. There's not much more to say about it.
I think you can just face this. You don't...
I think going face there was just...
Yeah, you don't need to make this face.
Yeah. I think going face there was just better. Like, there isn't really much to punish you for not trading, and then just getting the damage in now is better.
Yeah, and Vinny understands this process, because the same kind of scenario pops up on his side, and he decides just to go face with it.
But I actually might have traded there. I think that might be a situation where you trade.
And that one's almost, yeah, you're right. I was just
you're trading a bubble. Yeah. Trading a bubble, you don't lose anything except the bubble, and then Kycoo can't kill it. So,
yeah, I think I agree. I think that's the one that would actually make the trade. So very interesting. You're having the race 7/7 with 5 points of damage on your board. Luckily, you're thinking as Vinny, hey, Shamans don't run Unleash the Hounds, so maybe I can just, I put him at 17. This is the way I go. What are you thinking?
He might be able to win the race. It's not looking horrible. Like, he goes down to 21 here. Actually, he'll go a little bit lower than that just because of the hero power of the Flame Tongue. But if he can pick off that little stuff and then get a good Unleash the Hounds here, he might be able to race the 7/7. Especially if he plays something like Hunter's Mark and draws that next turn or two, then he'll be able to remove the 7/7. And if he does that, I just don't think there's any way that Kycoo will win this race. So it's interesting to see him take the Mage and not the Hunter there.
It's so he can clear one of these minions. And now he just has to decide, does he want to play around Kill Command or not? And I think you definitely just killed the 2/1. I don't think you're
Yeah. I think you ping the Worgen and then just go face for 7 and call it a day.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what he does here.
Yeah, he's only deciding about Kill Command effects or not, with trying to kill the Hound or not.
And a quick shot, that's even more damage.
Yep.
He tried to set up lethal here. He can, hero power, put him to 12. Yeah, he can put him to 9 here, and that certainly sets up lethal. So
yes, it does. What? Are we gonna see a potential? Oh, that's a card.
Oh my gosh, that is huge. That should help Kycoo pick up the 3-0 here. I don't think Vinny can handle that.
No, I was about to say, are we like hexing the 1/3 here in a second if we have but no, the Feral Spirits come in and do the same job way more better, way more efficiently. So
sure, I think you're just Feral Spiriting, definitely killing off the 2/1 with ping trade, and then definitely going face for 7 here. The face for 7 isn't really much of a question.
Okay, here's the thing though. I think you need to kill the Hound, because you could lose to Quick Shot and Kill Command if you don't kill off the Hound. So I think this is the correct way to go.
Okay, yeah, this makes sense.
This is a lot more safe against the potential lethal of Kill Command. But and I'm still wondering if Unleash.
Unleash Wolf Rider, so he goes there. He has 5, 7, so that's lethal.
Yeah, it is. That'll do it. Yep. Right? Let's make sure.
Exact lethal.
Exact.
It's his bow win, he quick shots 1, and then he says
3. Yep, that's exact. Right on the dot.
He just quick shots 1, face tanks the other, and then just goes face with everything.
Yeah,
so it won't matter how he does it, as long as he just doesn't overtrade into something somehow. So, good game there from Vinny.
Yeah. He spotted it. He wins. I think he raced efficiently. Smork, and it works out for him really well. Not gonna get sweep today.
He avoids the reverse sweeps there, and maybe we'll see him make the series very close, as we saw with the last one. Terrence almost picking up the reverse sweep in our first series tonight.
Yep. And if you're Vinny, you're playing against Aggro Shaman, you have Warlock Druid. Who would you pick between Warlock and Druid against the Shaman?
Well, you have to win with both, so it doesn't really matter. I'd probably just... He hasn't revealed any of the information about either of them, right? Or has he? I think you're just throwing either one. I think whichever one you feel more comfortable playing.
Yeah, I do believe, like, I know there's the argument that it doesn't matter, you have to win with both, but I do believe momentum comes into play, and I believe trying to play as many games as possible does have an effect on your opponent. So I do like the idea of picking what your best possible deck to try and complete the reverse. But he goes with Warlock.
I could definitely see the whole momentum thing and trying to get the win with a deck you think you'll win with, and then just hoping in Game 5 that your opponents might be a little bit more tilted, make some more mistakes, something like that. But we do see Zoo versus Shaman here, and both of them have really good hands. We see a 1-2-3-4 from Vinny and a 1-2-3 from Kycoo. So,
yeah, essentially both players got pocket aces. I think Kycoo's hand's a little stronger just because of what those cards do, and it's only getting a little bit better. I think the other Throg's pretty sweet.
both of their hands are no doubt good. Don't know if I like the Totem Golem here, but at the same time, getting the 3-mana 4 or the 3/4 on the board on turn 2 is pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean you can play Flame Tongue next turn, so it seems perfectly fine.
You can Flame Tongue next turn and then Tunnel Trog Feral on 4, so it does set up for that play, which is definitely very strong.
Yeah, you can just play out Imp Gang, and
I think you just go face. Don't think there's a point to trading.
Nope, there is not. Your opponent showed that he would make that trade last time. He'll probably make it again. Which was kind of odd.
You just like Flame Tongue hop face, just because no matter how you trade, it's gonna give your opponent some good trades too.
I think I can agree with that. I think your trades are pretty ugly if you decide to play Flame Tongue and trade. So, hitting him for 9 seems pretty dang good.
Does seem good, especially when you're going to have a really strong turn 4 of Tunnel Trog Feral Spirits. You're forcing your opponent to trade. He can't defend her quite yet. I don't think there's anything stopping you from just Flame Tongue and going to the face here.
Yeah, it follows your plan. It follows your curve. I think it's the best possible play for sure.
I agree. So Kycoo will think about it though. We'll figure out what he wants to do. I think he's going to reach the conclusion of Flame Tongue and some more here.
I know, we saw him trade into the 1/1 last turn when he could have pushed 2 damage, so I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, to see.
That's painful. Please. I mean, like, it plays around PO and stuff, I guess. Man. Alright, fine.
I mean, that one trade's okay, I guess, but...
Yeah. That's like the one trade you're gonna do if you're like forced to do something. That's the one you're gonna do, for sure. The other one, oh man, the other one would have got me riled up. I just don't think that's right.
Yeah, that would have been completely incorrect. If you're gonna do that, I'm not gonna be too upset with you. That's perfectly fine. I think you take the Voidwalker here. It's not really a question.
Every time it's got good stats, it's a taunt. It doesn't deal 3 damage to your face. I think it's the best one here by like a large margin.
Blingtron's out of the format. You're not gonna get much value of South Sea deckhand.
For sure.
So I don't think there's too much more to think about.
Maybe he's just sitting here bluffing that he has a really hard choice, or he takes the Flame Imp. Wow, okay. So there's no bluff here.
Woodwalker. He just wants to put stuff on board to kill these things, which I guess... Okay, his thought process is like he needs to be killing these things, and
Doomhammer
does that, but it's ugly.
So we'll see Tunnel Trog Feral Spirit here with a Doomhammer in hand. This is really nasty.
Yeah, so you'll play Doomhammer on 6, and you'll be able to... Because you have to go with this play.
I definitely agree. I don't know if I agree with the placement of that Tunnel Trog now, because if both taunts are cleared, it's very easy for that Flame Tongue to not get full value, and it's unlikely that the Totem Golem will die in addition to both the taunts. So I think the Flame Tongue probably should have gone on the other, or the Tunnel Shock probably should have gone on the other side of the Flame Tongue. Yeah.
I think I agree with that. Argus, you can Argus and clear the wolves, but you're not clearing anything else, and that doesn't feel great at all.
It certainly doesn't. Just poke the Flame Tongue, I guess.
Yeah, that's the right play.
Oh, and another Flame Tongue Totem.
Wow.
This is what I was talking about with that positioning. I don't think it's going to matter simply because they're taunts, but if he hadn't have had Defender of Argus, then that Flame Tongue would have missed some very easy to pick up value. So
yeah, I can agree with that.
Now he can kind of Flame Tongue in between the Trog and the Flame Tongue, and then use it to
run
clear.
His Flame Tongue in to the 2/2, and then I mean he can go for the full board clear, or he can push 7. Yeah, I think you're pushing
7.
Yeah, you're pushing
really
this.
Good. It's actually only 5, right?
5. Why do I? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay because the Flame Tongue goes in between. Not too big of a deal here, but we'll see that trade happen, and then I think you're pushing 5 here. If he wants to do abusive and trade,
he hasn't followed Kycoo's plan so far. I think he's gonna do the trade if we've noticed his
the
kind of
trade
style.
isn't that bad. It's fine.
Yeah, it plays around buff stuff, but I really like pushing 5 here when you have Doomhammer and Lava Burst in your hand. I mean, you have a lot of
agree.
You have your stuff.
Even if he clears your whole board here in some sort of magical sense, then you just have Doomhammer and a Lava Burst, so over 2 turns they're dead anyways.
Yeah, and you're pushing 7 here, or more than that, you're pushing 9 because of the buff you're giving the Tunnel Shock. And then you got to also play the Worgen Infiltrator, so you're really happy as Kycoo.
Yeah, I'm definitely thrilled about this.
Yeah, you pretty much set up the win no matter what. Lothep doesn't exist anymore. You don't think the zoo is running heal, so this sets up the win. You're safe at 28 health.
Put him to 3 health, have minions on the board, Flame Burst or Lava Burst in hand, Doomhammer down. Don't see how you lose this one.
7-3
I think you definitely just go face. I don't think there's a reason to trade. Defender of Argus, alright, then you Lava Burst. There's no Lotheb to stop this Lava Burst from coming down. I think you just go face, get the 2 damage in.
Like, if you don't go face and like something weird happens, like you could pedal into a doctor. Like I'm trying to think of like how you get punished if you don't go face.
I actually don't think it matters. I think he could have
it doesn't matter at all.
I think he could have hit his face into the 3-5 and still would have just been fine.
It doesn't matter at all. I'm just trying. My point is you have to hit him in the face. Like, there's actual weird ways you could lose. Not lose. You're not losing this game, but you're giving your opponent some sort of chance if you don't hit him in the face.
Now he's just dead on board, right? Yep.
Yeah. Easy.
Actually, technically not. Because if you don't think that that card is a burst card, then you're not dead on board. It's just like...
Oh, yeah, that card can only hit minions. We have to clear that 8-5. Dang. Yeah, no, that's it.
So, Vinny there tried his best to stay alive with 1 health that last turn, but fell to Kycoo. And now Kycoo takes the series 3-1.
Alright, good fun little series there. It was a pretty fast one.
Yeah, definitely fast.
We saw a lot of faster decks, so I think that's why, but...
Yeah, the decks weren't as creative or new as the series between Terrence and Ping Ping Ho, but now we'll get to see the older style decks with Kycoo versus Ping Ping Ho with the newer decks and his beloved Aggro Shaman in the finals, and we'll be back with that in just a few minutes.